Hey guys, what's up? Damien here from Geekbench.com and ChinaPhoneArena.com. What we have for review today is the Doogee BL5000. This is a brand new phone from Doogee, and it's got quite a slick look to it. Check that out, the way the light plays on the... That's plastic, but it looks like really interesting style there that Doogee has selected. They've also did something interesting with the Doogee Mix here too. Anyways, we're talking about the BL5000, not the Doogee Mix. This has a 4 GB of RAM, 64 GB of storage. It's got a 5.5-inch display at 1080p. It's got some interesting glass on the front there. Check out where that curve is. It's not at the very edge, it's a few millimeters in. It's a slow curve. You can actually see the mock-ups on the Doogee site, and it's pretty accurate. They're a little dramatic, but pretty true to life. You can see the way the light plays there, how the curve goes. Right where the light is, right about there, is where the curve ends. So it's a big curve, slight curve there, but it's a long curve. And so it's a really nice display. It's got tons of pop, but it doesn't go overboard. It's not oversaturated. It looks really, really nice. It's got good pop, and it's got a low IPS glow, which is nice, especially at nighttime. That's when you'll see some kind of shimmer to the display, and this display has a fairly low. I was comparing it to the Redmi Note 4X, and about similar quality there. So it's a really nice display, and it's got a very interesting look to it. And also we can see it's got USB 2.0 here. It's a quick charging. I'm going to give you guys a look, get a focus there. I'll give you guys a look at the adapter in a second. It's supposed to charge up to, I can't remember if it's 9 or 12. We'll take a look in a second there. And then on the side here, this is a dual SIM or single SIM plus SD. And then on the other side, we have the volume and the power buttons. So really interesting look. They took the last two phones that Doogee put out, they really took I wouldn't say a chance, but they really switched around things up. They got a totally different look for both the Doogee Mix and the BL5000. I'll pull away here so you guys can get a better look at how the phone looks all together. One thing I want to test here, let's test the OTG. Just so you guys know, I've already tested this, so I know it works, but to show you guys, I'll make sure it's plugged in here correct. And okay, that's good. And we'll make sure the OTG is working, and you see, boom, it's sensed right away there. And you can actually use that as default, right? So that when you're taking photos or whatever, say you're going on a big photo shoot and you don't want to fill up your phone, you could of course copy them afterwards, but say for some reason you wanted it to go directly onto this drive, you can do that. Use this as a default write disk. And also it tells ES File Explorer tells us that a new storage has been found. So we can see the OTG is working, that's great. I'll pop that back out, and what I want to show you guys is the storage memory info. And so we see there we have 3.72 GB of RAM. Get a focus here for you guys. 3.72 GB of RAM and 53 GB of storage. About probably 3 or 4 GB of that is used up by the system, for the system cache, and the rest of course up to this around 64 GB is taken up by system as well. So you got about probably 50 GB free for your use, which is really nice. It's a huge amount of space, and as I said before, you can also expand with SD if you want to do that. So back out of here, and one thing I want to show you guys about Android 7. This is really cool. These are my two favorite things about Android 7. I really could care less otherwise, but these are my favorite things about this. They make it so you can really easily change the DPI. And you saw how much, let's take a look here. Take a look there now. We'll go back to the main screen here, and you see what's on there now. And now check it out. I'm gonna go and change the DPI. We go to display here, and then there's also a font size setting. We go to display size, and I'm gonna pull this all the way over. It takes a second to kick in. While I'm doing that, I'm gonna show you guys this phone again here. Really slick, interesting looking phone. And of course, the big thing that I forgot to mention, the main spec about this phone is that it has a 5,000 milliamp battery in it. supposedly, according to Doogee. Subscribe to the channel. I'm gonna check that out, guys. Subscribe to the channel. I'm actually gonna charge this up, and we're gonna check with our meter to see if it's really truly a 5,000 milliamp battery to keep Doogee honest. It's got some nice angles on the display there. So I know I'm jumping around a bit, guys. I'm just taking things as they come up. So now, anyways, I've changed the DPI, and we go back to our screen again. You see how much here before this filled up the whole display. Now I've got a whole extra row here, or extra row here, and an extra column here. So everything is a lot smaller. You can see a lot more on web pages and stuff like that. So this is the default here. You see that everything's kind of big. You don't fit a lot on the display, so it's not a big deal. Maybe some people like that. I want to flip around the phone here a little bit. It's nice and smooth. The MT6750T is a very decent processor. It's got 8 cores, 4 cores at 1.5 and 4 cores at 1.0. And the T variant is clocked at 650 megahertz. The GPU, which is Mali T860, is clocked at 650 megahertz. And the RAM is clocked at 833. So those are different than the standard MT6750. The MT6750T has a slightly higher clock RAM at 833 and GPU at 650. So it's a nice little step up from the standard MT6750. So everything's really smooth here. I am in an air-conditioned room, so we're not in an overheated situation. But everything is smooth, everything's working fine. Here we're going through widgets fairly quick there. And so another thing I really like about Android 7, which is on the BL5000 here, is that you can do multi-window. I'm going to show you how that works. I already have a couple of apps loaded in here. And so we just, let's say I want to watch a movie. I'm going to go ahead and tap the top here and drag it up, tap and hold, and then drag it up. And then I'm going to, let's read about something on Chrome here. Let's say I want to research tigers while I'm watching this preview. You can change the size here to a degree and go ahead and play here. And so now I'm watching my movie while I'm reading. You can open Facebook in here, whatever you want to do, and it stays in its spot. Yet you can see the whole thing here, which is really nice. I really like it. I enjoy watching movies while I surf around or whatever. And so let's get out of there. You guys can see as multi-window mode, and that's going to keep playing. Let's if you want this thing to take up the whole screen, you just pull it all the way down. If you wanted the bottom one to take up the whole screen, you'd pull it all the way up. And so let me get out of there now. And so we take a look inside the box of the BL5000. It's got a quick charger. I'm just going to go through this real quickly. It's got a quick charger. Get a focus here. Quick charger. It's 5, 7, 9 volt, 12 volt at 2 amps. We're going to test that and make sure that that charges properly, that it's actually charging with the quick charge enabled. We have a small manual here, get started type of thing, and we have a limited warranty card. Don't know how good that would actually end up doing you, but there it is. And we have an extra screen guard. There is a screen guard already on the phone when it comes. They give you an extra one, thank you Doogee. And also included in the box is a skin. And of course a USB cable. We got GPS test here. This is the standard. And you see how, man, this is a warm lock, of course. I've already locked just recently, and we are connected to the internet. That's pretty good signal there. I'm indoors, behind concrete walls, and that's a pretty good signal. Quick lock, accuracy up to 2 meters. Get out of here. You can see also, I'm going to mention things as we go along here. We have on-screen buttons here. This here is the fingerprint sensor. Let's test that while I mention it. And I'm going to go ahead and tap that, and we're in. We'll test it again. There we go. Test it again. And that's worked. What's that? 3 out of 3 or 4 out of 4? I think we're 3 out of 3. 4 out of 4. Let's try it once more. And then we're going to try it from an angle here. So actually, I never scanned my thumb in that way. Of course, I scanned it this way in different spots on the thumb. So it's a 360, so no matter whichever angle you do it from, it's going to detect it and it's going to go in. So good fingerprint scanner, goes in. I'm fairly sure, I need to test further, but I'm fairly sure it comes in from deep sleep as well, which is nice. So you don't have to turn it on and then scan in. You just scan, bam, right in from deep sleep. And so what else? Let's take a look at the Geekbench. And we already ran this. Let's see if we have a history here. Is there a history? Yeah, 642 and 2581. And then we'll take a look at the Antutu. I noticed it scored a slightly lower than the Ucatel K6000. However, these things differ. The Ucatel K6000 scores 44. I've only ran this once, so normally you run it several times. You're gonna have a variance by as much as 10%. So I could run it again. I might get 45. Actually, the Geekbench ran a bit higher than the K6000. It also has the MT6750T, the Ucatel K6000 Plus. Okay, so let's play a couple of games here. We got Xenowork. I'm going to go ahead and start that. We already got it loaded up for you guys. You don't have to wait for the loading process. And it plays games relatively smoothly. I played quite a few games on here already, and it's really no problem. If you need top frames per second, it might not be the best phone for you. But if you're just a casual gamer, it should be no problem at all. I played Asphalt 8 on here, and we're going to put that up on a second. And I'm playing through the camera screen right now, so we'll see how long I can survive. It pays to shoot ahead in this game. I'm gonna try and make it up to the boss here. I don't feel lucky, but let's see. Where is he at? Is he in here? He's not a boss, he's just a big fat guy. Didn't make it to him. Okay, well that's Xenowork. It's a real cool game if you guys like alien shooters. And then let's get into Asphalt 8 for a second. 50T does fine, even with the 1080p display. Just gonna play for a couple seconds here and show you guys it's fine. Not sure if we're actually getting 30 frames per second, but it's smooth enough to play. And so guys, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. That's it for that. I just want to show you guys that real quick. We're going to be testing the battery, making sure that Doogee actually put a 5,000 milliamp battery in here. And we have the full review at gizby.com/review. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, guys. That's what keeps these videos coming. We have the Blackview BV8000 Pro coming up as well. The full review of that. I already did an unboxing. You guys can check that out. And then we'll have my final thoughts on the Doogee BL5000 as well. The written review again will be at gizby.com/review. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, guys. Damien.